So we're back here on another Couch Coach Live, Super Week edition of Couch Coach Live. We're here. What's going on, Thad?
What's good, man? Final NFL Sunday of the weekend. I'm a little sad, but I'm happy. Ready to talk about the game and ready to watch the game so I can win some money and everything.
Yeah, and like you said, it's kind of melancholy, and it's a good and a bad thing. Like obviously, Super Bowl Sunday, like we talked about it's like a holiday. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's been a long 4 months, as far as, and, especially on our end, now that, we get renewed optimism after 10 o'clock tonight, essentially, where, hey, it's going to be, a new season. We got to lead new year in March 16th. So it's one of the things where, we won't have football for another 5 months. So then a little, well, that 5 months, it'd be 6 months. Yeah. So, because preseason probably start around August. So we almost pretty much we had 6 months without football, and it's somewhat like a relief, but it's also sad the same token. It's almost like I remember like when Washington season was over, I had a sense of relief, but then once wild card, I kind of was like feeling a little not empty, but you know what I mean? It's an emptiness type of feeling, not saying like not try to boost it. Do people still say that boost it? Like,
yeah,
people still say that. Okay, I want to make sure, like, I'm in the lingo. There is an age difference. No, but yeah, like I said, it's the last Sunday, and I think it'd be fun. And definitely we got a great show lined up for you. Like we said, we've been going at it all week. The hay is in the barn. We did all the analysis pretty much throughout the whole entire week. This is going to be more of just a fun, laid back kind of show. Definitely, with that's considered. But yeah, man. So today is what we deem as a holiday. Today is Super Bowl Sunday. Definitely a holiday. So Thad, let's get before we get to that, but definitely before we get into that. I'm definitely got to give a huge shout out to the good folks at Goalie. Head over to goalie.com. Use my promo code CouchCoach and get yourself 10%. And then also head over to BetUs. Go over to betus.com. Use my promo code OffTheBall where you get yourself a 125% sign-up bonus. So think about it like this. If you put down 100, use our promo code OffTheBall, they will give you $125. So you still got time. Hit bet us, put some bets on today, and hey, get some house money, and do what you got to do. But yeah, man. So like we said, today it's an unofficial national holiday. So the first question I really want to discuss today, essentially, which Rams and Bengal players are you rooting for? Because we always know in Super Bowls, we always got individuals. It could be that we're rooting for on both sides. So Thad, who are you rooting for on the Rams perspective?
First off, I want everybody to win. I want everybody to get a ring because it helps out your legacy and a whole bunch of other things. But for me, I got a select few. For the Rams, I got Jalen Ramsey and Cam Akers because they're Seminoles. Jalen Ramsey played for us for a couple of years. I didn't like the way he left, but I always knew he was a very good player. Would have been one of the best players we ever had. So I hope he gets a ring. And Matthew Stafford. When I was younger, I've always been an FSU fan, but I grew up majority of my life in Georgia, so I've been a Georgia fan. So when it was him, AJ Green, and Noshawn Marino, Matthew Stafford was one of my favorite players growing up. And on the Bengals side, it's pretty small. Joe Burrow, what he's been through being third string at Ohio State, transferring to LSU, having a crazy career he did. And then CJ Uzomah, he's another one of the a couple NFL players that's from Gwinnett County. So, I'm cheering for him. He's a former quarterback too. So, hoping he can shake out that knee brace and have a big game today. So those are my 5 players that I'm rooting for today.
Okay. It's a couple. Obviously, with the Rams, I look at Sean McVay. Obviously, has Washington ties. Also, Kevin O'Connell, the offensive coordinator, which will be formally be introduced as the Vikings head coach. It's mere formality at probably next week. Rams. Also, I'm rooting for a guy. I'm rooting for like Odell. I think Odell. Even he was a guy that I hated Odell, obviously, seeing him twice a year was not fun. He ate on us every single time that he was there. So the moment he got traded Cleveland, I was excited. But to see now to change that narrative, I think a lot of people, looked at him as being like, washed and whatever, going there. And now you see the production that he's doing there. He's not, you can't say like, oh, well, he's a problem and here he's doing this. Or he's being productive. He's doing his thing. He's a part of this team. So from the Rams, I look at that. And also Matthew Stafford, I think, like you said, he's another guy I think people will take his career more seriously if he wins today. Because I think people don't fail to realize that he has great numbers. Like he has Hall of Fame S type numbers, but obviously playing for Detroit. And people, and I even brought this point up this week where, hey, he had Calvin Johnson, and who threw those passes to Calvin Johnson? Matthew Stafford. So that's one of the things where sometimes you have to look at those type of situations and, his failures in Detroit, which I think unbeknownst to him, I don't really attribute the blame on him. You can see it's an organization issue more so than so. Now you look at those two guys' narratives can change as well. And then Vaughn, I like Vaughn Miller, the Super Bowl 50 MVP, doing his thing. And I think he'll have a major impact in this game, in my personal opinion. So, Bengals, Samaje Perine, my guy, another Washington connection. He did pretty good for us here in Washington. When he had his cup of coffee, like I always say, and when he had his time with us. Happy for him. I think he can be a guy I think can make an impact as well. And then one of my guys, Quentin Spain, a guy on the offensive line for Cincinnati Bengals, actually from Petersburg. I think he's the second player from Petersburg, Virginia, to actually play in the Super Bowl. He's had a journey like no other. He was here at Petersburg High School, ended up going to West Virginia, end up going to Tennessee. So he's had a long road. So, and I think also him as well have a impact on this game as well. It's definitely trying to, guard that vaunted front four for the Rams. So, so he'll be a major key in that as well. But those guys I'm really rooting for. And also like Joe Burrow, I think he's another guy, like you said, who to think, like you said, the Ohio State Joe Burrow, who was Dwayne Haskins' backup. I hate to say that, but I always use that as an analogy where it's just one of those things where you look at it where how he shot up, like, as far as in that LSU, that 2019 team, and what he's done, he went from being what people was considered like a 5th or 6th round pick initially to being a number 1 overall pick. And that's just one of the things where you like those type of guys because they know, they get out the mud, essentially. They're not just the ones, everything was handed to him. He wasn't, I don't know what, they still have Max Preps, right? They have all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I know what Max Preps is. Yeah.
No, he wasn't those like that 5-star athlete. Like everybody's like, oh, he's the next best thing since Joe Montana. He's the next best prospect. He never had any of that type of fanfare. And it's another tribute to a lot of people, as far as a lot of people can learn from a guy like a Joe Burrow who, even in his short career, he's battled adversity as well. So you see that coupled with that as well. So there's a lot of people I'm rooting for in this matchup, big time.
I did, before you move on, I did kind of, I don't know how I forgot that one name, Odell. All the stuff he's been through. And I know as a receiver, like if you have a bad quarterback, you can't do anything about it. It's a position where you're dependent on somebody else, to get you the ball. So I know he was going through, and I'm glad to see him shining because people like to say he was washed up, and like you said, you went against him. You saw him in his best form.
Yeah. Home and away. It was almost like death taxes and at least 2 touchdowns on us. I mean, literally every time he played us, he ran it up on us.
With Eli Manning too, or older Eli Manning.
Correct. On the twilight of his career. So just imagine now you got a guy like a Matthew Stafford and that offense. And and I talked about it all week where Cincinnati and the Rams, they have what I call pick your poison type of offense, especially from the wide receiver perspective.
Yeah,
So
you got to
he's
choose. You
part of it.
can't. Yeah, you can't
Right.
just focus on one person. And
Right.
McVay knows how to spread it
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Even when Higbee got hurt, that backup tight end, I forgot his name, 86. He
I
came
know.
in and
Yeah.
made a big impact. So
And I wouldn't. I think he might potentially have a good game as well. I'm tempted to put a little snack money on him because I forgot his over and under was like, I think it was like 50 or 60 something yards, and I'm like, he's gonna get that. So I
they
might
got to
put a
get the
little.
tight ends.
Yeah, and like you said, it's one of those like, yeah, that's one thing too, and he's a part of it too, where he's like the 1A, and that's the thing too, where I like the situation that he's in as well too, because even though you got a Cooper Cup, but Odell is capable of being a number one receiver, so that's a good thing about it. And then let's let you know, hey, and then even what you're hearing now as far as him maybe taking the pay cut to stay in LA, all these things that let you know, this whole him being a diva, all this type of stuff, it's almost thrown out the window. I mean, this could be what I call a narrative change in Super Bowl for especially a guy like Odell Beckham.
Yeah, he would be smart to do that too. I think, in my opinion, to stay in LA
Mhm.
that situation.
I think so too. I think he should stay because
He can also, real quick, he can also put up number one type numbers without being the number one, if you get what I mean. Like Cooper Cup
yes,
could be the number one, but they're gonna focus so much on him and other people that he can get 90 catches next
yeah,
year.
he get 90 catches. He baby clips like maybe about 14, 1,500 right around that. And like you said, that would normally would be a number one receiver load.
Yeah.
And he could do that as a what we call a 1A wide receiver potentially, for
1A.
1A. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, because and that just makes it makes LA just dangerous. And the same go on the other side with Cincinnati, where hey, it's a pick your poison offense. It's either which way you want to get it, 1,000 paper cuts, death by 1,000 paper cuts, or whatever. It's just one of those things where it's gonna be like a chess match. But yeah. So now, and it's funny because and the thing that really scared me about this game and kind of where I've been leaning towards to score the game, typically what happens, more in a historical standpoint, generally, if there's a great halftime show, the game is bad. I think about 2007 Colts, Bears, Prince singing Purple Rain in the rain, literally, in
Yep.
Miami. I'm thinking Bruno Mars, New Jersey Super Bowl. That was the Broncos and the Seahawks, and the Seahawks. It was over by halftime. I don't even, and I'm just thinking that's just something right off the top of my head. And obviously, we know this is going to be a star-studded Super Bowl where a lot of people are just going to look at the halftime show more so than the game itself. So, I mean, you got to line up, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Kendrick, Eminem, Mary J. that we know of now. I'm really curious about the other surprises that will come out the woodwork. Like potentially, like who's gonna collab? Like people talking about it might be Rihanna might come on.
I don't know about that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like people, the talk around different artists that might be a part of the halftime show as well that we don't know. But out the ones that we talked about, the ones that we know that are gonna be there for certain. Which performer that you're looking forward to watching?
This is first off, this is a great lineup. Like we said, this is gonna be a great. I hope it's not the case with what you said, like with good performances and bad games. We've had a great postseason to start off, but this whole list is great, and I really, really wish. Jelani said it too. I'm pissed that they didn't do this when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta when it was the Rams and Pats. They did. I forgot who they did, but. Yeah. They didn't bring in. We have so many artists from Atlanta, and they decided to not include any of them. And then we go to LA, and then you got this great lineup. But I'm looking forward most to Snoop and Kendrick. Honestly,
yeah,
I love Dr. Dre. I like Mary J. I like Eminem, but Snoop and Kendrick are my top two for today. And I'm definitely, I don't know, in years past, like of course I watch the entire game, but I don't watch the whole 30-minute halftime show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I might watch like half of it, but this year I'm definitely tuned in with all the great people we got on the lineup. So yeah, those are my top two though. Snoop and Kendrick. Snoop's my dog.
Yeah. And like you said, and that's one thing too, like, and that, oh gosh, like that's why, and I was really disappointed in that Atlanta Super Bowl as well too, where that was the halftime act. So I forgot who was there. Matter of fact, if while I'm talking, I'm actually gonna pull it up, and we're gonna really we gotta talk about that, because like, oh,
Yeah,
it would have
Atlanta
been,
Super Bowl, yeah.
oh, you talking about, because even, and the thing about it, even when and it's funny, like, not to kind of inject myself personally, but like, even when I went to a Falcons game, I mean, they were playing all types of like hits, and I'd be thinking to myself, this is literally a party. This ain't like a regular like jock jams. You know how you'll go to like little generic stadiums and they'll just have like little, just like regular music. No, man, they were playing all the classics, and I'm thinking to myself, like, could you imagine like if they actually would have had like Atlanta artists on there, it would have been the hypest Super Bowl of all time. Like, oh man, that would have been crazy. That would have been wild. I'm gonna actually pull it up now. Wow. And let's see, Atlanta Super Bowl halftime show.
I forgot who was in it.
I'm about
like Maroon 5 or something.
Maroon 5, yeah. So they had Travis Scott and Big Boy.
I mean, Travis Scott. Big Boy straight. Big Boy straight.
Yeah, but yeah, you Travis Scott Houston. So you know what I'm saying. But Maroon 5, I know, because it's like Maroon 5, and nothing. Maroon 5, all right. Now, if you were somewhere like in a different city, maybe like Arizona next year, that's cool. But you in Atlanta, you in a birthplace of like of all time great artists.
We could have went with Gucci, T.I., Jeezy. We could have gone old heads. We could have gone with the new school too. We could have gone with Lil Baby.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Could have got everything. I would have, man, and I'm old. I'm not old, but like Crime Mob could have been that thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Like, come on now, bring that back, man. Let's get Atlanta another Super Bowl again, and actually do it right.
I went to the experience because there was one. What year was the Titans and Rams? What year was that? That was 99.
99. What 99 going 2000? Yeah.
I was 2, but that was in Atlanta. That was the year the Jaguars lost to the Titans in the NFC Championship. So I didn't get to do the Super Bowl experience. So I went 3 years ago, and it was pretty cool.
How old was you?
How
old was you, Thad? When you said in 2000 Super Bowl, you were 2.
Yeah, that year I was 2 years old.
Oh my god, dude!
I didn't see that one. My first Super Bowl I ever watched was the first one I can ever remember was the Pats and Panthers when Brady got his second ring.
That's the Janet Jackson Super Bowl.
And they had that crazy fourth quarter.
With
all the touchdowns at the end.
Shout out to Ricky Pro.
Yeah, like, what's his name? Musa Muhammad, Jake Delhomme. They were the Panthers were nice.
Yep. Jake Delhomme.
They were nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Jake Delhomme. Yep. Musa Muhammad. Who was their running back? I think
I forgot his name. I know he had the visor.
Yeah, dang, bro, that's wild. You were 2.
No, not that one. Not that one.
No. I'm talking about. I'm talking about that one. And you know what's so crazy about that Super Bowl? That was the first time I actually did not watch the Super Bowl because you remember. Well, you don't remember, but it was an ice storm, and it even hit us in Virginia.
Yeah,
and our power went out.
Talked about it, yeah.
And the power went out, so I had to listen to it on the radio. Like in that, like
crazy.
In theory, what people do now, you could put it up on your phone. No, I actually had to get a boom box, get like C&D batteries, plug it up. Not plug it up, because obviously we ain't had no heat. I mean, we ain't had no electricity, but you had boom box that you actually had to put batteries in, so you can listen to the radio.
Me being a fan, I would have still made it work, but that's a tough way to, listen to Super Bowl.
Yeah, especially now in the modern era. Like, even though that was 2000, but still in the sense where, that's probably the last Super Bowl that I actually missed visually. like as far as that. But yeah, it's yeah, that Atlanta Super Bowl, yep, man, that's wild. But yeah, they next time they'll hopefully they'll rectify the situation. I don't think Jay-Z was even a part of it then at that time. So, hopefully when it comes back down there, it definitely will be because because even with that, hell, like even just playing the music in the stadium, like I think to myself, like God, if you had half the artists that they played in that one game, I like, bro, like the Falcons would have a home field advantage like no other. And I'd be thinking to myself, like,
Yeah, they
God,
messed that up, but it is what it is.
I know, right? It is. But yeah, Snoop most definitely, obviously, the homecoming king in this I dare say this matchup. but this for this halftime show. That's to let you know, like, hey, you know how everybody say, "Oh, thank you, Snoop, Dre, and all them for performing." And no, they'd be like Joe Burrow and them playing at that Snoop concert. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah,
they'd be like,
this is not the main event though. This time,
no,
I'm sorry, it's not the main
yeah.
event.
But this is like we say 1A. This is like that's like Cooper Cup and Odell. Like,
Yeah, it is.
both of them box office. But I came to see both.
Yeah,
Don't get
everybody's
it
gonna be
twisted.
watching the halftime show.
Right. Yes, it's gotta be Snoop and Eminem. I've always liked Eminem, even as like, more so like when I was like a teenager coming up. I used to love Eminem. Like, cause he was just, and it was weird because even at that time, it was weird because you think to yourself now we're really censored. Even then we weren't really as censored as we are now. But like him, like coming out and doing the stuff that he was talking about, I was like, yo, this is strange, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? It was like kind of one of the things where it's like, yeah, he a little different, but he definitely brought something different to the table. But yep, seeing him as well. But yeah, that Atlanta Super Bowl, yeah, we yeah,
The
it's
halftime
gonna
show
be
and the
actually
game, the halftime show and the game were bad.
was a dud.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a defensive shutdown, but and it's funny that the Rams are back at it, and it's funny we talked about, and I talking with W when having the Hoopers, we talked about it on the other night, and I was like, yeah, how like the city was and all that, back 3 years ago.
it was
I was
it was
like,
lit. It was live the entire week.
I can only imagine, and y'all be full, and y'all full.
Yeah, already.
I know it's like we full. It's like one more, please.
Literally already.
I know, right? So, Dad, what's on the menu tonight? What you eating on?
I'm going to a friend's crib, but we're gonna have I wouldn't say the usual, but some wings, some sliders, and a couple different types of dip. Maybe
Okay.
cheese, some what do you call it? Spinach and artichoke, or
Oh yeah.
maybe rotel, depending on what they're doing. But I know, like, we're kind of not splitting up tasks. It's gonna be like 6 or 7 of us, not splitting up tasks, but like somebody bring different things. So that's what I noticed on the menu so far. What about you?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, same thing for here. Actually, my uncle's they're gonna come through, and I'm getting the pizza. So, and I always get pizza for Super Bowl. I always, that's my thing, getting pizza. They gonna bring wings. Got chili. I think I want to make some boneless chicken wing. I mean, boneless chicken for my, boneless chicken wings. I put it that way. Boneless bites. Put it that way.
Yeah,
I probably just cook some of those. Because I'm a wing guy, but I like boneless wings more. Yeah, that's just me. That's just my
can't
that's my
believe
thing.
you, Coach. I'm so disappointed.
No, right. That's all. But I found my best friend when it comes to that. Shout out to our guy Pat from Say It Out Loud Sports. He loves boneless wings too, and I'm gonna clip that audio, and that's gonna be I have a friend in the clubhouse.
I don't
So
know how I feel
any
about that one. We
slander,
gotta have a debate about that in chat.
any slander that you and my fellow comrades on the Off the Ball Network has something to say, me and Pat are lock and step. Me and Pat versus the the Off the Ball Network world, and we want all the smoke. You hear me?
That's disappointing.
Bro,
It's just it's something different. I really can't explain exactly why, but it's something different about the bone-in wings. It's better, but I mean, I
Yeah,
understand.
it's all good to me. I agree with Pat. It's more of a less. It's as far as from a maintenance and a cleanliness standpoint, it's more cleaner because you eat them wings and you got all that sauce and stuff on your hands and I need an extra moist toilet. Like you can't when you eat a wing, you cannot clean your hand with a napkin. You need a moist toilet.
So you saying you don't have time to be all neat and stuff while you eat the wing? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I'm saying, I'm just like so. Say, for instance, because when you're eating, sometimes you're multitasking, and plus, who
Yeah,
wants
you
to
can't touch your
have
phone. You're right. You can't touch
right?
your phone.
Who wants to have honey barbecue or whatever sauce on your fingers? Like, no, I have a fork. I'll pick up the fork and I will eat the boneless wing and I will devour it.
I got you. I got you.
So that's disappointing. That's disappointing when you say
It
that.
is.
Like, yo.
I might once the show's over, I might put this in the chat, entire chat, and be like boneless wings.
Yes, boneless
I
wings.
might put it in the chat because I
For
know
the
somebody's
win.
going. I have a feeling. A couple people they're gonna agree with y'all with boneless wings, but I'm not gonna say it till
Yes,
till
I
I put it in
love
the chat.
boneless wings. And the thing about it, hey, you don't get your fingers dirty. It's a clean process. Hey, I'm done. And then like when it comes, and then there's bone etiquette. I never knew about like eating chicken wings as a certain type of etiquette. Like so, once upon a time, I got family in the country, and I ate some wings. And they're like, "You left all that meat on the bone." I'm like,
Oh my god, you're one of them. We might have to move on, man. I'm getting frustrated.
God. And I'm
Oh,
like, what's
no way.
left?
No
I
way,
mean,
bro.
it was bone, but it was just a little bit of skin that was left. But I'm like, but then I see like other people, they'll literally take the wing, right? And with the bone and all that, and then eat. I'm like,
No,
what? What are you doing?
I'm
Like
not. I'm
you're
not.
gonna choke yourself.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not eating the bone and stuff and all that, but
I know, and
I'm
it's
not
just like
leaving. Yeah,
I was like, that's barbaric.
some people do that. That's kind of wild, but I
Because one
mean,
of my boys do that, and I'd be like, you can't do that around them. Bro, that's
in public.
right. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Oh man.
I was like, all right, look, Kim. Let me stop.
Oh
Let me
man.
chill. Yo, let me chill with that. But anyway, yo,
I'm still disappointed. We have to talk about that. But it's crazy you said that. I know a couple people that eat the whole bone.
no,
Thank
y'all
you,
better chill
thank
out.
you, Mo. Oh my
No.
god.
I
That's
do. I eat chicken with fork. Yep. Yes, indeed. With a silver
oh
fork at
man.
that. Yes, indeed.
There's no way.
I eat chicken.
I know the Hoopers. I know the Hoopers and Jelani gotta agree with me on the boneless wings. I'm glad Mo was watching the show.
Yeah, I lost some hood points. Hey, man, y'all can take my black card all you want. Just give me that gray card.
They said Buffalo chicken dip is good too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shout out to my guy Lamar. Yep. Yeah, that's fire. Especially if you couple with a nice little tortilla, like a nice tortilla, but also like chips.
Yeah.
Put like them little scoopers, scoop that up. Oh, that's
Right.
that's
It's a
fine.
lot of different things. I know
Yeah.
I'm about to talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I just keep it simple with mine. I generally almost every year I do that. And like you said, I might have people come through. Hey, just bring something, bring whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Just do what make whatever make you comfortable, what you want to eat. And hey, I bring the main course, you bring the sides. That's how it is. But
I hope you don't.
I
I hope you don't.
was still tripping out there. Yeah, that was Yeah. Oh, that's required. No, you don't. No, you got to bring a side. A side is not chips. Yeah, that's right. If you bring that, look, you ain't getting no
Anybody can
leftovers.
bring a bag of scoop, a $4 bag, two $4 bags of scoops from
But
Walmart or wherever.
but you can bring the dip. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
but I kind of I agree with Mo in the sense, because what ended up happening is people ain't buying that $4 scoops. They buying that $1.99 scoop. They buying, you know what I'm saying? They ain't buying the premium scoops. They gonna bring them ones at the dollar store, well, $1.25 store, and then expect to eat wings, a full course meal, drinks, all kind of stuff, and I'm gonna bring $1.99, what, $1.25 bag of chips.
yeah. You got to contribute a little bit more than that.
Nah, yeah. And like you said, yep, you don't trust people like that. Yep, those type of people that do all kind of stuff. They'll steal your girl. They'll do all kind of stuff. Lie behind your homeboy, get you set up. Let me stop.
Mo, right though. Bring a dollar bag of chips, and then make the biggest plate.
Bro, that's what, bro. We always talk about this. I'm telling you, man, people don't be honest. Like, and like we talked about it, I talked about it with the Hoopers and them, like what type of cousin you are. And we always talk about like
The other
which
cousin.
one, right? Because we know Jelani the late one. We talked about Jelani being the late cousin. Like, we know if it's a cookout at 7:30, Jelani will get there about 9 o'clock. It's gonna be right.
I have cousins like
save
that.
him a plate. Yeah, save him a plate.
Like that.
And put it in aluminum foil. Save him a plate, and he'll be all right. He'll get here by 9. The food ain't gonna be hot. He got a microwave. He just take it off, take the aluminum foil off. He be all right.
And real quick, before we move on to top 5, when Mo said that part about people making the biggest plate, they'll make the biggest plate and like make a to-go plate. So they're gonna try to eat the whole house up. But it's all good vibes for the most part, good laughs.
Yep. Yeah, it's all, but it's truth though, and they'll take the leftovers too, and I'll be like, you leave it with a grocery bag full of leftovers. Talking about somebody need something for next week. What? What you mean next week? This for the night. Like, nah, we ain't, look, that's on you. Go back to the store and get you some chips. That lasts you all week. But yeah, they always that be the ones too. That's why I be trying to just like chill with that type of stuff. I like, hey, because if I bring something, I'm gonna get out. Trust me, I'm a leftover king. But I'll contribute. Like, hey, like if we got something at a family's house, I'll bring the ham. Ham expensive as hell. But guess what? I'm gonna get the big piece of leftovers because I bought the ham. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can at least feel like, hey, this is some like kind of low key like freeload stuff, but I bought like a $40 ham. So you know what I'm saying? But you're right, man. Those type of ones, they set you up. Don't trust them.
It's always a couple.
Yeah. Bringing the liquor, yeah. Bring that liquor. And y'all don't come to my house empty-handed. Yeah, man. That's the only thing, man. That's the thing you gotta make sure, like, yo, and like it ain't even like that type of situation, but hey, man, just like you said, good vibes, brain stuff. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just contribute.
Yeah,
just contribute in some kind of way, you know. And some people, it just depends on what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, what you contribute, you bring it. So, freeloading. So, that's what we got here. All right. So, Thad, Super Bowl snacks. Need your top 5. What you got?
Snacks, food, same thing to me.
Yeah,
I would say
snacks, food, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can't give a top 5 like in order. I have 5, but I can't give an order. Wings is one. I've always been a nachos person. Like every time I go to a Jaguars game, I usually get me some nachos or like a burger, pulled pork, something like that. Dip sliders is always mandatory. Some good sliders where you can add your own toppings. Pizza is okay. I don't. If it's like the flatbread, I like flatbread pizza now. I'm into that with like a lot of different stuff on it. Honestly, um, I'll eat a variety of stuff except for pineapples. I'm not the biggest fan of pineapples. I don't know if you are. All right.
No, no, I don't like that at all. I don't like something cold on my hot pizza.
Yeah, I tried. It was okay, but I just can't eat it. I can't enjoy eating it like that. But
Yeah,
and then I think I said earlier dip as well, like crab dip, artichoke. I used to not like Rotel until I had some really good Rotel.
yeah.
That's pretty decent. And then there's a whole bunch of the ones that go with the scoops. I forgot the toasty. I don't know what
Oh,
brand
queso.
it is. The queso is
The
good. Yeah, the
queso, yeah,
queso is good.
queso, yeah.
Those would be my top five. So yeah, wings, nachos, some really really good dips, some sliders, and some flatbread pizza. Trying to think of what else. People don't usually do seafood for. Some people do though. One year they did have seafood. I love seafood,
Yeah,
so if somebody did a seafood boil, I'm there.
yeah.
Or
Matter of
gumbo.
fact,
My fault. Gumbo.
yeah.
Gumbo too. That's it.
Oof, that's that South stuff. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
I think because I think it was because Chris Bolton, he was telling me one time. I don't know if it was. I think it was a holiday. They was gonna have gumbo, and I like, yo, that's major. Like,
Yeah.
and
One of my mom's best friends from New Orleans, and she makes like she lives in Georgia, so every time I go home and she makes some, she like brings me like a whole pot, and then yeah, it's good. I see why Zion struggles to keep his weight down in New Orleans. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know because I'm telling you, anytime you cross that river, boy, oh boy, I don't care if you go west or south. I mean west or east. Boy, oh boy, that Mississippi River. If you go west, like with Zion, I understand. Even hell, I went to Mississippi, and I gained some weight. I was like being in that Delta, you know.
I already know the soul food spots, and there was
Oh,
a place in Jackson that we went to a long time ago.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, and we talk about this all the time, especially, and it's funny. I always rap this with Chris, and we always, and it always tripped me out because the gas stations be fire. You know how like the gas stations be having good food, like literally. Like I remember, like now most cases, like here, obviously being in Virginia, generally you go to a convenience station here. You'll smell like coffee like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll smell that. Okay, yeah, they're brewing a fresh cup of coffee. You go in Mississippi, you smelling fresh tenders. You smelling fresh tenders and all that. And they be serving it too. And they be like,
Yeah.
it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I get a 3-piece, some JoJo's and a roll.
You got to go to the right spot, but some gas stations really in the South are really like that.
They flame. They're like, it's a restaurant. And that's like, yep, yep. This one of my boys, yep, the gas station chicken, yep. And that's one of my boys, Lamar from the road. We always talked about, he remember, we have fresh chicken out the grease at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It's like you said, I'm glad I'm out of that situation. I'm glad I'm migrated back up north because it wouldn't have cut it. But yeah. Now as far as my top 5, and also too, yeah, because actually it's funny to say seafood. So my co-host Mal, he doing a seafood boil. I think he getting one of those for Super Bowl Sunday. But yeah, it's flame. Yeah, I'm really not a seafood kind of guy. Like, but I'll get some, some corn.
Hold on. Since you said that, Coach, now I gotta ask you a question. What seafoods do you not like? What foods out of that?
I mean, bad, you gonna kill me, bro.
I already know. Go ahead and say it, man.
The thing is, I actually, seafood is cool. I just had one bad experience with shrimp, but I redeemed myself. But I ended up getting shrimp.
Is it like boiled? Was it boiled shrimp?
It was fried shrimp. Shrimp. So all right, and you gonna get on me just like my uncles got on me. All right, I'm just gonna make it a quick story. So the first time I had shrimp, I got sick. I really wasn't feeling good, right? So then I kind of identified, like, hey, what did you eat? And I said, I asked them shrimp, right? And then it was like, where did you get the shrimp from? Dad, do not laugh, but you will laugh. I ended up getting some from Hooters. Ended up getting sick.
Yeah,
and
that's
right.
I'm not even gonna laugh at you because You probably got it with some wings or something, but that's not the place to go to get fried. It was fried shrimp for the first time.
Right. And my uncle's like, why the hell would you go to Hooters and get some shrimp? What made you think that you want to get? Why did you just stick to the chicken wings and the chicken strips? I was like, I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. It was like, I see why your ASS is sick. so, but then end up going to Bonefish and got what they call the bang bang shrimp, whatever what it's called.
Whoa,
And
that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the spot my dad always goes to when we get that. But yeah,
it's flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had,
I don't even like mayonnaise either. I don't even like mayonnaise, and I think there's a little bit in it. But yeah,
so that's how that kind of came about. But I think top 5 because I'm a snack kind of guy. So like obviously, popcorn goes at 5. Like I don't eat like the popcorn. Like I have what they call like the puff popcorn, the ones without the shells.
Yeah.
It's another story behind that. I got sick, but I almost thought I was going to like choke to death. And I had one of those, like the little hurls, like got stuck. So that, I'm always, I like chips, like all kinds of chips, like barbecue chips, kettle chips. Like that's my thing. And like you said, sliders are good. Sliders, like you said, they just like, you have one now, get one later. Do your thing, all kind of sliders, chicken sliders, burger sliders, they're always good. Like quesadillas. I think quesadillas are always kind of a good thing to have. I know I've made those. I think I made it maybe a few years ago. I think I did that from time to time. Let's see. Gotta have cookies. Cookies, I'm a cookie guy. I love me. Chocolate chip. I'm a chocolate chip guy. What you thought I was gonna say? Oatmeal raisin thing.
Nah, I mean I don't really discriminate. Those aren't terrible. Some good oatmeal raisin aren't bad, but I can't eat a lot of them.
Yeah, I feel you, but yeah, I like oatmeal raisin cookies, and I was ready to get judged too. I was like, oh, what the?
No, you're good.
Sugar cookies.
You're good.
I'm judging you, bro. I'm judging you, bro.
Oatmeal raisin, I mean, it's all right.
Right, oatmeal raisin. Yeah, yeah. I just can't get with the raisin. Oatmeal, it's weird. Oatmeal is kind of. I have a love-hate relationship with oatmeal. Oatmeal, like I can eat the oatmeal cream pies without a problem, but oatmeal raisin cookies is like, ugh. But yeah, I'm always that. The chips, gotta have the chips. Like you said, the dip to the queso. Yeah, the queso dip. I found a bargain buy when it comes to the queso. Not the leading brand, but a store brand. It's Flame. So yeah, queso. Yeah, queso. That's queso is so versatile. You can put that anywhere. Like to me, I put them on the chips, or dip it in the quesadillas, or put it in the quesadilla. Yeah. So it's very versatile. Yes, indeed. So let's see what we got here. Thad, round out our final word of the Super Bowl. Since the hay is in a barn, the analysis, we like the players. Hey, we did our thing. So
they watch all the film they could watch. Like it's time to go play now.
The hay is in a barn. So, Thad, predictions including the score and the MVP. What you got, Thad?
Two teams, two great seasons. They both went through adversity at times, losing streaks, injuries, all that. But I think it's going to be a good game. This is going to come down to can the Bengals execute and can their O-line protect? Can they play the game of their lives and protect their quarterback? Because Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, it's great. They have a great young dynamic receiving core along with Uzama, who's going to play today. But if you can't establish the run game, and that front four can just put their heads back and just go get the quarterback, it's going to be a long day. They got guys at all 4 spots. They got Aaron Donald, Von Miller, we know, Leonard Floyd, and Greg Gaines. Like he doesn't get talked about a lot, but he makes a huge impact. Taking up 2 guys, blowing up plays. Just he's all around the field and a relentless player. And I just feel like they're going to give Joe Burrow a very, very long day. He's going to be on his back a lot. I know he stays composed through all the hits when he got sacked 9 times against Tennessee. But I think this Rams D line is just going to be a different beast. They're hungry, trying to get another. Von's trying to get another ring. Aaron Donald's trying to get his first. And when you can speed the quarterback up, I know they have the advantage in the skill players. With the receivers versus the Rams DBs. Even though the Rams DBs are solid, but if you can speed Joe Burrow up and make him, get rid of the ball faster than he wants to, it can be a long day. And I just think that they're gonna struggle. I really do. I hate to say it, but I just think that the Bengals, they're gonna have a few costly turnovers, but that Rams D line, just like last year in the Super Bowl, I thought the Chiefs were the better team gonna win, but their O line was not ready for the Rams D line. I mean, for the Bucs D line, and as good as Mahomes is, he was running for his life all game long, and Joe Burrow's not even as mobile as Mahomes, so. We're gonna see. It's a great matchup. It's the year of the underdog, so I could see the Bengals O-line playing the game of their life. And Joe Mixon is going to be key. Can they establish the run game? Can they run screens? They need to run at least, I'd say, 5 screens today, because that's how you slow down a really, really relentless pass rush. Because if they can just go after the quarterback without having to fill gaps to stop the run and potentially be disciplined and stop a screen, it slows them down and it makes it easier on you. So can they do that? Can Zach Taylor help call it a game of his life? We'll see. But I just think that the Rams, on the offensive side of the ball, they have weapons. They're going to utilize them. Sean McVay has been here before. He had a rough outing, but this time he has a better quarterback and more weapons. So I think he's going to be able to execute at a higher level. So with that being said, I feel like the Rams defense is going to show up when needed the most. I know the Bengals are going to hang in there because they just been – to get to this point, being down by double digits to the Chiefs twice and beating the number 1 seed on the road, your defense showed up when it's needed. I really think they're ready to go, and they're not afraid of the moment. But with that being said, I'm going to take the Rams 31-23 with the late turnover, hopefully a late pick 6 or something like that. And I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford getting the MVP. I've said this years before, not just because I was a Georgia fan, back then, but I've always thought he was a very, very good quarterback, just in a bad situation. And I think we've seen this over the years in the league. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are, you need a little bit of help. Even with Brady, when he was getting older, his last year in New England, he was good, but it was obvious that he needed help, and it just matters. In Detroit, bad people around him, bad coaching staff, bad management, all that. So you see what happened when he got a new situation, and he's going to be, elevating his legacy after tonight. People are going to look at him in a different way. So I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford as the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah. Like you said, and I always say one of the keys for Cincinnati is, hey, guys like Mike Hilton, Von Bell, Eli Apple, can they actually force turnovers to against Matthew Stafford? To me, I think that's the key if they was to win that football game. Also, Joe Mixon, definitely, his ability to run, also pass out the backfield could definitely help potentially. I know I use the term Swiss Army knife very loosely, but he is a dual threat more so than anything. So that could be a situation where he could be almost, not saying like a Deebo Samuel type in a sense where he's been like the Rams kryptonite potentially. He could be in that kind of scenario potentially. Then also, like we talked about Cincinnati, the pick your poison offense, especially from a wide receiver perspective, I think that could definitely help them as well. But like you said, the Rams, that pass rush is, like I said, this game might, like I've been saying it all week, this game might be like last year's game where, I don't think they're going to be able, the Rams, I think they're going to be able to ball up, Burrow, because I think in a sense, they'll be able to collapse that pocket versus you look at like not last week, but 2 weeks ago against the Chiefs, where you see like Chris Jones, he was there, but then, Burrow eluded the pocket, and that's going to be but I don't think the Rams going to be able to, I think the Rams, they will actually ball up and clog that pocket. So I don't even think Joe Burrow going to get north of the line of scrimmage in certain instances. I don't think he's ever going to escape out the pocket. I mean, that's how I really feel about this matchup. And I think they'll be able to ball up a little bit more than other teams in the past. And even when you look at the Tennessee situation, if they were more offensively challenged, this wouldn't have been a game. Like, and in that game they forced turnovers as well. So it's almost going to be that type of situation where they have to really, take advantage of that situation with the Rams. But with all that being said, just like you, give me the Rams, and I actually got a little bit different score. I actually had them winning 37-21, and I think Cincinnati. Most of those points probably come in garbage time. I think it's going to be kind of almost eerily similar to last year's, where I think Joe Burrow's not gonna have time to throw it all. Like it's literally he'll be lucky to have 2 seconds to throw at this point. I think that Rams that they're going to get at him in every opportunity, and I think once they see blood in the water, they're going to attack. So it's very key for Cincinnati to get off to a great start, and also too in their situation, if they were to win, it's going to be the game of inches as well. They're going to have to definitely, to me, I always say the biggest theory is, hey, once you get to the 50, hey, this is what we need to do. It just depends on the circumstance. Hey, let's get 20 some more yards, get McPherson in position. So it's just one of those things. Hey, it might be a situation where, in some instances, you might have to trade touchdowns for field goals and vice versa. But like you said, Cincinnati can come back with it. But both of these teams got to set their tones early. But with that being said, give me the Rams 37-21. And Matthew Stafford, your UGA boy. I know this is the year of the Tiger, but this is the year of the Bulldog potentially, as Georgia won the national championship, and then one of their beloved sons in Matthew Stafford will get a chip. So this is the year of the Bulldog, in my personal opinion. So so let's wrap this thing on up. Thad, social media, any upcoming projects, plug away. What you got?
What the game means to me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. With the season wrapping up, I'm pretty sure we'll have a show recapping the Super Bowl, talking about potential off-season moves, what our teams need to do, stuff like that. And then we're gonna once we get into March, we're gonna be coming out with some draft content. Looking to put out a big board or two this year. I'm trying something new, expanding my knowledge of the game and stuff. Going to utilize it in the college realm too. So I'm looking forward to that, and going over a little bit of basketball, because it's about that time, the last little final stretch run after the All-Star break. We're going into postseason basketball in about 2 to 3 months. So going to be recapping that too. But overall, thanks for having me on the show, Coach. Great season, great NFL season. Sad to see it go, like I said, but at least we got, since I'm in the draft stuff this year, we got the combine in Indy and stuff like that in the draft. So I guess that's all we can look forward to. But great season, great season hosted. Have fun being on with you and stuff, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Once again, definitely appreciate you for coming on, Thad. Like you said, this is a melancholic kind of day. You're excited, but then the same token, hey, it's football season will be officially over tonight, and it just give us time to kind of reflect and also have the optimism. Now, especially with us. I mean, think to yourself, Cincinnati was 4-11-1 last year, and now they're in the Super Bowl. So guys like you and I can have the solace in the fact to say, hey, why not us? I mean, I'm serious, Dad. Why you
No. I'm laughing, but it's funny because I said the same thing. I just never said it out loud. I'm like, hey, the Bengals did it. We can do it. Hit on another draft pick, get Trevor Lawrence another weapon. The Bengals defense is pretty much the same besides Hendrickson. I mean, they do have some guys, Awuzie and Apple, but they weren't really good at their other locations. So if we can bring in guys that produce with us, get another little draft pick, get Garrett Wilson or something, trade pick 1 for pick 5 and 7. You never know, man.
Yeah.
I've always been optimistic. My friends used to get on me because every year I'd be like, we're going to make the playoffs. This is the year, and it never happened, but it's coming soon.
Yeah, and that's the thing where you have to you have to be optimistic in those type of situations where it's like, hey, like why not us? People, you think about it. 3 weeks ago, we were like, well, will Cincinnati ever would they win their first playoff victory since 1991? This team ain't won a playoff game since text message was around. Like, so now they sent a text, hey, we won a playoff game. They sent their playoff text weeks ago, their first ever playoff win text in a few weeks, and now they're in the Super Bowl.
Thanks.
Right. So why not us? Why not? Why not the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Washington Commanders?
And if we play each other in the Super Bowl, though, I hope you know what's gonna happen. I will say this: I know reminiscing and going back though, that year we lost to the Patriots. I really think we would have beat the crap out of the Eagles because Nick Foles would have folded against our defense. I think,
Yeah.
but I can only dream.
Yeah, but like, yeah, if we do square up in 50, Super Bowl 57 in Arizona, you already know what's gonna happen. That you already know what's gonna happen.
We'll see. Heineke, I have to throw Heineke a couple dollars to give me a hometown discount and
Oh yeah,
little Paul Crew.
but yeah. But yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, under Couch Coach Live. Check out the podcast anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, we're there, wherever. And also just check out all the content we've done all this week. Definitely huge shout out to everybody who've been on the pod all week. We had several shows, pretty much had a show every day. Leading up to the Super Bowl. So definitely check out those. We have different perspectives. We got Bengals preview, a Rams preview. We talked about if you into coaching carousels. We talked about that. We talked about overs and unders, bets, and if you wanted to have just a kickback, another, they had a show with the Hoopers. If you want a little NBA flavor, it was with W. One half of the Hoopers. We did NBA All-Star Draft. You want to talk about that, trade deadline talk, and then we also talked a little bit of Super Bowl. Talked about like how the city was in Atlanta. Then almost an extension kind of what we did today, and then also here if you want to just hear our thoughts on our snacks, the game itself, and then also just the simple fact of the boneless wing versus bone-in wing argument. Hey, chime in. And you know what? Since for this podcast, I might add a poll to that on Spotify. Like,
Please.
which do you prefer, boneless wings or bone in? Oh, man, you know what? I might actually put that in a Twitter one. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I think I can combine both of those. And yeah, we're gonna find out an answer. And that might be in the majority. But hey, there's nothing wrong with being a boneless chicken wing lover.
I'm about to put it in the chat right now. I'm about to ask the question because I'm just confused.
How are you confused? It's no confusion. Fall off the bone chicken and a cornucopia of flavors.
All right, so I have a question.
Devoured in a fork.
If you eat bone-in wings, which one would it, flats or drumsticks?
All right, look. Don't judge me, bro. I like flats.
No. That's valid. I go flats over.
I love flats.
Drumsticks. I like all of them.
Because I know there's a perception when it comes to flats, like who eats flats. Because normally, because who predominantly eats flats. So there's always a connotation when it comes to that. Oh, you like flats? Yeah, I mean, because it's simple. I mean. But I would prefer boneless any day of the week, and twice on Sundays. No pun intended.
Twice on Sunday,
and no pun intended. But yeah, man, definitely appreciate the Thad for coming on and being a part of our Super Week. Like I said, always been fun talking football all season long with you. Even see you Sunday. On Reaction Monday and also on Couch Coach Live as well. Yeah, man. And we'll chop it up and we'll talk draft and just the league new year, with all that's going on. And that's when hope springs eternal for us as far as the optimism that that will happen. I know March 16th will be a great day potentially. Could be a breakout of champagne kind of day potentially. As far as how these quarterbacks carousel spins, maybe a franchise quarterback will land in Washington potentially, but we shall see. But we'll find out in a few weeks. We'll enjoy the games and enjoy this holiday, this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday edition of Couch Coach Live on Couch Coach Live Super Week. Yeah.
Yes,
all right. Yes, sir. And we out. Catch y'all in the next episode. All right.